KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
Right now at KREM 2 News at Noon, we are now under heat advisories heading into this weekend as temperatures creep back closer to 100 degrees.
And one farm in Spokane County is actually pretty happy about the triple-digit temperatures, at least in the short term. On KREM 2 News at Noon, we take you to Beck's Harvest House in Green Bluff. Plus, we have reactions today following President Biden's press conference last night, the latest from Biden's allies and his critics. Hi, everyone. It is so good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon on this Friday. I'm Laura Papetti, and of course, it's the weekend. Basically, we're starting it right now. So we're going to look at the weather because that's what everybody wants to know about. We have meteorologist Thomas Patrick, who is talking about what's been a very hot week and what to expect later on.
Yeah, it has been a very hot week, Laura, topping at 104 degrees from this past Wednesday. And while it's not to that extreme, it's still plenty hot outside. In fact, heat advisories have been reissued heading into the weekend. Today, Saturday, and Sunday, heat advisories, which is a pretty mild criteria, but still enough to warn us that, hey, it's gonna be decently hot outside, even if it isn't to that extreme that we had back on Wednesday and through the first half of this week. Right now, it's 86 degrees. Sunshine absolutely beating down on my neck from behind me here. Do make sure that you do wear the sunscreen today and drink plenty of water if you are going to be spending time outdoors, especially during the afternoon hours, because it's the afternoon when we hit those high temperatures. It obviously gets a lot better into the evening hours. And if you want to get something a bit more strenuous done, like either doing some yard work, you want to do that first thing in the morning when temperatures are at their coolest. But 97, plenty hot for today. And the weekend ahead, well, just about that as well. 98 would be our hottest day upcoming here on this Saturday. So again, maybe encroaching on that 100-degree mark, but probably falling just shy here. So plenty hot, at least for these next 3 days while we are under heat advisories. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them issued again come next week. So coming up, I'm going to detail that long-term forecast and show you what days will be very close to 100 degrees, not just for this weekend, but beyond into next week.
All right, my friend, thank you. And these high temperatures are causing water use in Coeur d'Alene to skyrocket. According to Superintendent of the city's water department, Coeur d'Alene pumped 30 million gallons of water each day last week, and he expects that amount to shoot up to about 40 million. But the city can only pump 42 million gallons per day. So the city is encouraging people to conserve water while temperatures are high. Hard to do, but they need to get that done. All right, today another farmer's market making the decision to close. The Emerson Garfield Farmers Market decided to cancel today's market because of the high temperatures. Organizers say their Kids Day event will be rescheduled to September 6th, hopefully a little cooler by then, and they hope to be back up and running by next Friday. So we'll keep you up to date on all the farmer markets. At least one farm is actually thankful for how hot it's been recently, especially considering some of the setbacks to their crops back in December. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy reports from Beck's Harvest House in the heart of Green Bluff.
Todd Beck and his family have owned Beck's Harvest House for 37 years.
What we do, we call agritourism or entertainment farming, which means we're agriculturally based, and the foundation of what we do is agriculture and the products that we grow and what we do.
Tourism,
Thank you.
combined with their farming, came in handy this past year as a deep freeze in December wiped out all their peaches and cherries they grew on the farm.
If all I had to offer the consumer was just the stuff I grew in the field, I lost that much of my crop in 1 year, it would be devastating to us.
Beck says it wasn't the negative temperatures necessarily that played a factor as much as it was timing.
In that early one in December, there was still sap and everything growing up in the trees. So it hit so hard, so quick that the tree wasn't ready for it, and that's what killed our peaches and our cherries.
While it's a hit, Beck says is still being felt by his business. One positive he says this summer season are the warmer temperatures. Even those in the triple digits help make up for lost time.
We didn't have a lot of consistent heat in early June, so that kind of started the strawberries and the raspberries off a little slower than what normally we would have in a season. So the little bit of the boost of heat kind of gave a little punch into the berries and really got them ripe. And like the raspberries now, they're coming off are great. They're juicy, they're sweet, they're ready to roll.
Ready to roll alongside the heat he's used to.
Last week's heat was definitely a little bit more than what we usually get this early in July. But we're in Spokane, we're used to having hot weather. That's part of the great things about living in Spokane is we get nice hot summer days and we get great snowy days in the winter and we get everything in between.
Enjoying what the weather brings his farm now, knowing it's always able to change.
All right, so Beck also told KREM too, he's glad the triple-digit temperatures are not sticking around. He says a boost of heat for his berries certainly good for a short time frame, but too much can hurt the trees over time. And the fruit is fabulous, so check it out. All right, continuing our coverage, this is on a crash that turned deadly, which we first broke on the show yesterday. Today, we now know one person is dead and another person seriously hurt after they were hit by a car in Airway Heights. It happened at Hayford Road, and 9th Avenue. Police say they found a 64-year-old man and a 61-year-old woman, both seriously hurt. Both were taken to a hospital where the man died. We're making phone calls to learn more about exactly what happened, and we'll update you as soon as we have that information right here on KREM 2 and, of course, KREM.com. It is 12:06 right now and still ahead right here on KREM 2 News at noon. A look at President Biden's press conference last night and the impacts it could have on the future of his campaign. We're back in 2 minutes.